Hello and welcome to Mumbai Matters. I am Manasi Phadke, Deputy Editor with ThePrint, and in this episode of Mumbai Matters, I am going to talk about a very vital component when it comes to implementing infrastructure projects in Mumbai. In a city like Mumbai, it is not possible that infrastructure projects can be implemented without displacing a single person. Often large number of people have to give up their homes, have to give up their lands, have to give up their commercial establishments in order to make way for infrastructure projects in Mumbai, and the inability of the government to provide them alternative accommodation at a location of their preference in a timely manner often impacts the progress of these infrastructure projects. Projects get delayed, the cost increases, and the city suffers as a result. Now, the Maharashtra government has arrived at a ballpark figure that it will need 5 lakh houses ready in order to be able to complete all the planned infrastructure projects for Mumbai, in Mumbai and its suburbs. Additionally, in order to implement the development plan that has been adopted for Mumbai in entirety, which is basically reclaim lands for recreational grounds, for playgrounds, for schools, hospitals, and so on, it will need another 2.2 lakh houses ready. So how does the government reach this magic figure of roughly 2.7 lakh houses in order to give the city what it deserves? So for this, the Maharashtra Housing Department has come up with a policy to generate housing stock to offer to project affected people, and the policy also details how these houses should be allotted to those displaced. The state cabinet has given its nod to the policy, and the policy is available in public domain on the government's website if anybody wishes to see it. Additionally, the Urban Development Department will have to start the process of publishing certain notifications in order to implement the provisions that are mentioned in the policy, and we'll talk about the same. To give a little bit of background of how this policy came to be, in 2023, there was a petition filed by a group of people in the Bombay High Court about how projects in the city get delayed because people who are displaced as a part of the process are not being given alternative accommodation in a timely fashion, and the court was asked to intervene in this. This is when the court gave directions to the state government to come up with a comprehensive policy about how it plans to address this issue. The state government then formed a task force under a retired judge from the Allahabad High Court in December 2023. The task force submitted its report in January this year, and the report became the basis of the PAP, that is Project Affected People, policy that the state government has issued. Now, to talk a little bit about what the policy exactly says, to begin with, all development agencies working in Mumbai, that is Brihan Mumbai Municipal Corporation, the Mumbai Metropolitan Region Development Authority, the Slum Redevelopment Authority, have been told to submit a report on how many tenements they will need to complete all their planned projects over the next 3 to 5 years, and how they are planning to generate that stock, or how much stock is available with them at this particular point of time. The policy also mandates that all additional houses that are generated through redevelopment projects under 33.7, 33.9 and 33.10, which is 33.7 is the development control regulation that deals with the redevelopment of cessed buildings in the city. Cessed buildings are those old buildings in the island city that pay a cess to MHADA for their maintenance. 33.9 of the DCR deals with cluster redevelopment, and 33.10 deals with slum rehabilitation schemes. So all the additional houses that are generated under 33.7, 33.9 and 33.10 should be brought into this tally of building a housing stock to be offered to PAPs, that is Project Affected People. In the policy, the state government has asked SRA to suggest specific projects to the BMC and the MMRDA, specific slum redevelopment projects where the BMC and MMRDA can then purchase the sale component that comes up as part of these projects at an affordable price. As per the policy, the Urban Development Department are expected to follow up with other authorities that own public land in Mumbai which is lying vacant, such as the salt pan land or land that has been locked under the Mumbai Port Trust. The policy also suggests several incentives to developers in order to ensure that maximum housing stock can be created and handed over by developers to government agencies as part of the various schemes. For instance, the state government plans to take a relook at the transfer of development rights, especially a provision under the slum rehabilitation scheme where an owner of a vacant unencumbered plot can use the land to construct tenements for project affected people, and the developer is then compensated by way of TDR for the land and construction. Now, what is TDR? TDR is a concept that allows developers to transfer the unused development potential of a plot and use it elsewhere in zones of the city that are not fully developed. The idea of taking a fresh look at this TDR generated on such plots is, officials say, to incentivize developers to take up more such projects and build more houses for project affected people. The developer implementing a redevelopment project will also be allowed to club any adjacent vacant plot that belongs to a public authority after getting a proper NOC from that particular authority and including that as part of the project to develop housing stock, and the developer will then get the TDR for that land in return. Moreover, the developer will be given an option to give housing stock in place of the multiple premiums that it has to pay as part of redevelopment projects. Under the policy, the state government has asked the BMC and the MMRDA to develop a digital platform for the distribution of these tenements that are created for project affected people. The policy says that once an order is passed to allot a particular tenement to a particular family which is to be displaced, that tenement then has to be taken in possession within 45 days. That is, the order will last only for 45 days, after which the government cannot be held liable for the original house of the project affected person. The policy also mandates that as far as possible, the project affected people should be given houses in the location where they are already living. If that is absolutely not possible, then they should be given houses in the adjacent ward or the next zone. And if that is also not possible, then the government should look at, should explore finding houses for these families in the nearest ward northwards of the city. This is the first time that the Maharashtra government has come up with a comprehensive policy to address this issue of displacement of a large number of people while implementing literally any infrastructure project in Mumbai. This issue has always been a major challenge. It will be a few months till the policy gets implemented in entirety because the Urban Development Department will need to follow its own procedure to bring about changes in norms with relation to TDR, construction TDR, premium payment and so on. That's all I have for you for now. Thank you for watching Mumbai Matters. We'll be back soon with another episode.